It's 1994, and this is Final Fantasy Legend of the Crystals. A Final Fantasy anime from the 90s directed by Rentaro, and it's based on Final Fantasy V, the most criminally underrated of the mainline series. Legend of the Crystals is a charming and beautiful looking OVA that captures the spirit of adventure that defines the brand, and even employs much of the lighthearted and self-satirical humor specific to FF5. Most notably though, Legend of the Crystals courageously blazes into new narrative territory, relying on new characters and a new story arc, and recycling very little, making this a completely fresh story and something you can watch even if you haven't played FF5. 200 years after the events of Final Fantasy V, the crystals are once again in danger of falling into the wrong hands and sending the planet spiraling into cataclysm, and so it falls to the young summoner Lenneli, a descendant of the hero Bartz, and her friend Pritz, the motorcycle-riding swordsman, to protect the Wind Crystal and reclaim the other three. Along the way, the two must elicit the help of sky pirates, dragons, the Queen of Tycoon herself, and perhaps even an old friend from the past in order to overcome the new evil which threatens their world. Being tied to a huge brand is always a double-edged sword, and while Legend of the Crystals is certainly an airship flying, chocobo riding, crystal-centric Final Fantasy classic, it isn't confined by its forebear. It sets out to tell a story that stands on its own, one that doesn't feel like an afterthought or a cheap cash grab, and in some ways, it's probably not the Final Fantasy anime we want, but it is the one we get, and it is better. It's a beautifully animated, lovingly created piece that respects and does justice to the legacy of its namesake, and so I do recommend that you check out Final Fantasy Legend of the Crystals. It's an adventure all its own.
Minari!